That's the legal situation in the United Kingdom. Things are quite different in the Republic of Ireland. Dr. Ali Salim is from the Islamic Cultural Centre of Ireland, and Michael Nugent is also with us, founder of Atheist Ireland, but also a campaigner against the Irish blasphemy law. Welcome to both of you. Dr. Salim, would you buy a copy of this magazine today if you had a chance?
Surely not.
And why not?
Well, because I see it as a kind of victimizing Muslims. I see it as an act of transgression. I see it as something against the law in the country where I live in.
It's against the law in Ireland. Would you like to see prosecutions of anyone who carries images from this magazine?
Well, I think if there is any legal step to stop victimizing people, if there is any legal step to help positive integration and encourage pluralism and support respect, I think I will be very much in support of that.
So that would mean any media outlet in the Republic who reprint or tweet or retweet any of the images from this magazine, you'd like to see them investigated by the police?
I would like to see the police doing that for sure.
Michael Nugent is with us. Do you agree, Michael, with Dr. Salim that these images would be illegal in the Republic?
Well, it's hard to tell because our blasphemy law is so convoluted. But if they were to be prosecuted, the first step in taking a prosecution would be to show that they have caused outrage. And that would require people to demonstrate outrage. And I would suggest that it is far more responsible to not demonstrate outrage and to act more proportionately and to call, as the Islamic Educational and Cultural Centre has called for a more proportionate response and just respond with patience and tolerance rather than with calls for outrage.
Would you buy a copy of the magazine, Michael?
I would, yeah. I think it's essentially now become a historic document in the discourse about secularism and religion in Europe, and I think it's an important document to have. I have many publications that I agree with, many publications that I disagree with. I've been trying to find out whether the magazine is the racist magazine that some people are portraying it as, and from what I'm hearing from French people, it's not, that it is a liberal, left-wing, pro-immigrant publication that has published cartoons satirising the police for attacking Muslim immigrants, and that the cartoon that you're talking about that was allegedly racist was in fact satirising people who are racist by associating their group's logo with that image to show that that's a bad image. The two most prominent cartoons that have been criticised are after their offices were firebombed. They had a cartoon that the title of which was Love is Greater Than Hate, and the most recent one that their front cover today is All is Forgiven. So it seems quite unlikely that they are a racist group given their overall record.
Ali Salim, why should anyone face a potential prosecution for engaging in satire, political satire?
Well, you see, as we live now in a pluralistic society, then we have to have a more inclusive perception and grow over our exclusive perception. We have to think of the way others think and come to a middle way to that. And let me mention to you an example for this. The same paper just before that, there was an article written by the man known by a pen name as Maurice Sennett, and he wrote an article criticizing the son of Sarkozy converting into Judaism to marry a Jewish girl to sort out his financial problems. He was asked to apologize for that, and as he refused, he has been fired, and it is classified as anti-Semitism. I highly respected the privacy of every community. I highly respected the privacy of even every individual. I think we should avoid inciting hatred. We should all the time consider of our perception and others' perception. We should be very much pro pluralism and like the Prophet Muhammad. Who believes in the Prophet Muhammad? It's the Muslims, and if the Muslims believe in the Prophet Muhammad, so their perception is essential.
Well, can I add to that? I mean, if you look at it on that broader pluralist basis, I mean, there are things in the Quran that I find very offensive. I find it very offensive that the Quran suggests that a husband can beat his wife in certain circumstances. Now, whatever your justification for that, I find that offensive. But my offence is not reason enough for the Quran to be banned. I think we can find things offensive and still support their publication on the basis of other people's right to express things.
I think it is not what the Quran says that. It is some people's understanding. I do not think that the Quran gives permission to a husband to beat his wife. And I would say that the Quran is the only book, whether religious or non-religious book, that says women have equal rights to men.
Yeah, but that's not true. But
that is true.
But in any case, even if it was true, I find it offensive. Does my finding it offensive?
Where the offence?
Is my offence reason enough to have it banned?
Where is the offence?
No, wherever it comes from, is my offence reason enough for it to have it
Well,
banned?
see, now you are comparing like with unlike for sure. I am telling you this does not exist, and you're telling me it.
Okay, it does exist. So
it does not.
434 says that a husband can beat his wife in certain circumstances.
That is your understanding.
No, it's the words.
But,
it's the words
but actually,
of the book.
like, look, for example, if you look at the Bible, for example, then you will find it that there are sentences that call unto people to kill this or kill that. It is not what the sentence says.
Hold on.
Now, let me complete
Let's
this.
not talk
But
over
to
each other.
understand a sentence, it means you have to understand the book. And unfortunately, Michael, if you don't speak Arabic, you can't claim that you understand the Quran, do you?
Okay, so do you then have to be able to speak French and to understand the background of the Charlie Hebdo cartoons in order to condemn them?
No, because I can see the image and I can understand the image, and the Muslims in France, they have been
But you don't
offended
speak
by
French,
that.
do you?
No, I don't. But I can,
Well, then
I can
why
see
do I
the
have to
image
speak Arabic?
to understand the Quran.
Yeah.
But if you don't speak Arabic, then you understand the translation given to
Ali,
you in
just help me
English.
understand this. Is any image of the Prophet Muhammad
It's not accepted by
no
Muslims.
image whatsoever?
No.
Not even a satirical.
No.
A non-satirical
Well, again,
image.
It's not accepted
Any
by
depiction
Muslims.
whatsoever that would not be
Muslims.
accepted.
Well, I'm glad to be educated about Islam by you today.
No, explain to us your view, Ali. Go ahead.
Well, I'm saying, you see, the Muslims, they say that the Prophet Muhammad did not leave any photograph behind him. The Muslims say anything said about the Prophet has to be 100% true. And if any image is presented about the Prophet Muhammad, then it is not true.
I understand that there are no photographs, obviously, of Jesus, but churches all over the world carry images of or depictions of Jesus, which are not regarded as offensive by Christians, clearly, because they have them in their churches.
I totally
Why
agree.
is any image of Muhammad offensive?
Well, I totally agree with you, but that's the point that I am saying at the moment. Is it your perception or my perception or our perception? I think we have to grow over the individual perception, and we have to be thinking more of our perception and not an individual perception, especially when the issue is related to people of other faiths, then their perception is of essential importance.
Yes,
isn't
Ali,
it?
but the danger of that position, if you make it subjective to your perception, is that gives you a veto on someone else's publication rights.
No, it does not. Like I say, for example, if you want to write a book and you don't believe in Islam, for example, and you see Islamic belief as something that you're against, you can academically do that, and nobody can prevent you from doing that, of
Or
course.
write a novel like Satanic Verses.
Right. Oh, you see anything. You see anything that can be classified as a real intellectual work or something like that. But you see, but anything esoteric, I don't think it helps peaceful coexistence. But you can write a book, for example, criticizing this or disagreeing with this, and I can write a book on the other side in support of what I believe in.
So you support Salman Rushdie's right to publish Satanic Verses?
I don't agree with him because I don't see it as an academic work. But if he was,
It's a novel. It's an award-winning novel.
you see, now we have to draw the line here. Like you see, if you write a novel, you're not presenting an argument.
One listener has texted to Safe Michael Nugent, seems to suggest that left-wing liberals can't be or are not racist, says Nick. Michael?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that from what I have heard from people who live in France, that publication is not racist. I believe that people should be entitled to express ridicule about Islam or Christianity or atheism or any other idea. I personally draw the line in terms of being hurtful to individuals in terms of causing harm to them as individuals, but not causing harm to their beliefs. I think people's beliefs should always be open to criticism and ridicule.
Dr. Salim, have you seen any publications of these cartoons or tweets or retweets that give you some concern?
I have seen the images, you see, but I haven't.
In the Irish media?
No, not in the Irish media. Like some wonderful people, they volunteered to post them to me.
You mean offensively?
Yes.
So are you going to try and get them charged with blasphemy?
Oh, no, that is not blasphemy, man.
But they've posted it to you. That's
They
publishing it.
did, but it is not. If you put it on the public stream, well, then it's up to the state to step in and decide what is right and what is wrong. And
No, the law doesn't say anything about publicly. It's
just back to the point that people are not happy that the state may step in and organize. Well, the state is stepping in and is organizing all affairs. So why not in this point? The state is stepping in and providing passing legislation for this and legislation against that. So why do we deny the state the right to organise affairs when it comes to interfaith relations?
You see, Ali, the difficulty is your position is varying depending whether you're talking yourself or others. You want others to be banned from publishing the cartoons. You're happy to have people send them to you so you can read them.
He didn't say he was happy to have them sent to him.
Well, he doesn't want them to be banned.
Can I ask you one question, Michael?
You can in a second. I just want to finish this point first. Your offence at the cartoons seems to take precedence over my offence at the Quran, saying that men can beat their wives.
Well, I told you it doesn't exist.
And I apparently have to be able to speak Arabic to make that statement.
To understand it.
To understand it, but you don't have to speak French in order to understand.
Because
Charlie
it is
Hebdo.
an image.
No, it's not just an image. It's an image with text, and it's a cartoon.
No. We're
cartoon
talking about the image. We're talking about the image.
So what you should be doing is you should be applying the same standards to yourself as you do to others.
Okay, now can I tell you one thing?
You can,
Just
sure.
back to what is mentioned in the Quran. I say
you were going to ask me a question.
No. I'll ask you the question.
Okay.
But you can't just take one line of a book that's almost of the same size of the Bible and then read it and then say, I understand this. You can't, because to understand a sentence, you have to understand the whole book, definitely. Now, the question that I want to ask you, are you telling me that you are in support of any publication?
I'm not even sure what that means.
What it means, like, are you in support?
I think he means, do you believe in unlimited free speech, Michael, or do you have some
I don't believe in unlimited
limitations?
free speech.
So do you
I
believe
believe that ideas should be open to criticism and ridicule in any way that people want. I believe that people shouldn't cause harm to individual
No, everybody
people
agrees
as
with
opposed to
that,
their
Michael,
beliefs.
but I think Ali's point is, do you believe there should be legal limitations on some kinds of speech?
Well, of course there should. I mean, defamation.
Now we
So you're
agree
merely
on that
disagreeing
now.
on where the limitation should be?
Yeah, obviously, yeah. I mean, I don't think anybody believes in complete free speech.
Well, what do you think, Michael, of anyone who would tweet to Ali an image of those cartoons which they clearly knew he would find offensive?
Well, was it Ali? Was it somebody? Did you ask them to send it to you? Or,
No,
or-
of course, I
Okay,
wouldn't. No,
okay.
no, they just volunteered.
Yeah. Well, then, I mean, I wouldn't do it.
Under UK law, actually, the police might get involved in that kind of case, because under the Communications Act,
But also-
if you send distressing or offensive material to people, you might have crossed the line.
Yeah, but in fairness to everybody, I have to say that I have also received letters of support, and I have also received phone calls, and I have to greet the lady who took the effort to ring my office so many times, and when she failed, she managed to find a way to get my mobile phone, and she rang me, and she was very much in support of Muslims in Ireland, and I have to thank her for doing that in public.
Ali, we've heard reports of attacks on mosques and Islamic centres in various parts of France as a consequence of this. You might say that might be a predictable outcome, because some people just lose their head in these kinds of situations and they strike out. Have you seen any examples of that in the south where Muslims have experienced any kind of distressing behaviour from others?
In Ireland, you mean?
Yes, in
No, I
Ireland.
wouldn't expect things like this to happen in Ireland. I think we in Ireland here, we have our history that enables us to come to mutual understanding, even if we agree and disagree. I think everything is happening within the boundaries of the law that is ruling this country. Yeah, people agree and disagree, but I don't. We've been here since the early 50s, and no, not even one single act of violence against or for Muslims occurred.
Well, that's good to hear.